This video is brought to you by Joa, my choice for premium Tesla and vehicle accessories. Claim your exclusive discount with the link in the description below. Chris here, and we are about to start our road trip to Florida. It's actually tomorrow morning, but we're packing up some stuff tonight. So I figured I would start the video tonight, show you some of that packing, how we're going to utilize all the space in the Cybertruck, talk a little bit about our driving, the charging stops planned. So let's get into it. This video is going to be a little fluffy. It's a little vloggy just for people who want raw Cybertruck specs. Just so you know, I want to put it out there up front. This is like the road trip family experience. It's me, my wife, 2 kids, and this is going to be us and how we do with the Cybertruck, how it does with charging and everything, how we enjoy it. So just, sit back, enjoy the ride. I will, at the end, I'll just sit in the Cybertruck and kind of go over the stats of charging and everything. So if you just want like raw data about how we charge, you can check out that part. But yeah, let's just check this out. So we are actually leaving a day early. We've changed this a bunch. So we didn't think Cybertruck was going to come in time. It was supposed to come March 3rd, and then it just kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. I finally took delivery yesterday, which was March 9th, right? March 8th, March 9th. So I finally took delivery on March 9th, and we're going to leave here, and we're very excited to take the Cybertruck. Now, we had delayed our trip because we were originally going to leave March 8th out to the 12th, and now we're going to leave a day earlier than that, mostly for the fact that this truck, obviously, everywhere you're going, people are taking pictures of it and wanting to talk to you and all that stuff. And it's fun. I actually don't mind that at all if people want to do that. That's why we're going to leave early, so we can kind of really take our time, go slow. When we get to superchargers, if people want to talk and check it out, they can check it out. If not, that's fine. We'll just move along. But yeah, so that's going to probably be the weirdest part of this trip. It's still new and it's still fun and it's great. But yeah, as you're driving down the road, like almost every car, people are taking their phones out and taking pictures of you and stuff, which whatever, it is what it is. I'm not surprised by that, but that's part of the Cybertruck experience, at least for today. So that'll be part of the road trip. The other part is we have 2 young kids, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. And so realistically, they can't stay in the car that long anyway. It's not good for them in car seats. I think you're recommended to take a break every 2 hours when they're in car seats anyway. Sometimes we'll push it a little more than that. But a lot of times they need a break before the car does, in terms of the car still has enough charge to keep driving for a while, and the kids will need a break. And so we'll stop. So this is not like the fastest possible Cybertruck road trip you'll ever take or, anything like that. It's just this thing is capable, and you're going to see it drive us from Michigan all the way down to Florida, and then there will be a part 2, which will be the way home. You'll see the supercharging experience. Is it slow like people have been saying, or is it actually not that bad? I think the slowness of the charging and how the inefficiencies and stuff have been a little blown out of proportion. I think people are being a little dramatic, but hey, maybe I'm wrong, and I'll see that on this road trip, and I'm like, oh crap, this is actually not that good. But overall, the road trip experience in this should be fun. So let's go around the Cybertruck. Let me tell you about some of the stuff we're going to do, how we're going to pack it up, and that stuff. All right, so first of all, charging up. We'll charge to 90% overnight, and then in the morning, I'll let it finish charging to 100% or so, whatever. It's not that important, but it'll be cool to charge to 100% at least once. So you can see the bed here is empty. It's still decently clean. I haven't used it for anything yet because I've only had it a day. The bed lighting right now actually is on auto, and this is 30% brightness. So that's actually pretty interesting. I put it up to 100% and it is a dramatic difference, but I'm gonna keep it on auto and let it do its thing because this is bright enough. The 100% brightness for right now at nighttime was way too bright. I guess let me show you that, how bright that is. It is very bright. It's obviously you could use it, but it's almost a little too bright for the conditions. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's start packing it up.
Yep.
Where are you going with that?
Your inside car, I think.
Ooh, okay. I haven't shown them the inside yet. It's a little dark.
Yeah.
So 90-degree door, was that helpful to you?
Oh my gosh, yes. Getting those car seats in was so much easier than in the Y because of that.
Yeah.
I could just stick them right in, whereas normally I have to like wiggle through because the opening of the door is so small.
On the Y.
Yes.
Right. So car seats are in. Hopefully you can see that okay. It looks super dark. But yeah, the anchors are back behind the headrests here. It was kind of hard for us to find that, but we did find it, and now they're, nicely secured in there. Oh, wow, yeah, you made that good. We're excited about under these seats because there's a lot of room under here, and we're going to use this to pack stuff that we want while we're driving. And we did kind of the same thing in the Model X. It had the pedestal seats, and you were able to put stuff under there. So we have a bunch of jugs of water, so as we need water, we just refill. It's just sitting under there, so that's going to be awesome.
That water bottle's not going to be like all over the floor.
What do you think of the bed lighting?
Oh, it's sweet.
Guess what? That's only 30%. It's set to auto. and you can put it up to 100%. I already showed them that though, so.
Oh man, I missed it. It's so bad. I'm sorry, but like with the doors open and the ambient lighting and that, and like even when I was up there, I could see through the window, and it just looks like not like it's not real, because you just like you don't see this.
I know.
You're not used to it, so every time you look at it, it's like whoa.
Yeah, every time I've walked outside, that's been my. I'm like, oh, that's there. Yeah,
It's so fun.
It just doesn't feel. It feels like I'm borrowing it or something. Yeah. All right, so we're pretty much done packing up out here. You can see there's plenty of room. We have more to bring. We have more suitcases and stuff, but we'll bring those out tomorrow. But for tonight, this is what we got, and it's so nice to just throw stuff in there. Could we have done this in the Y? Probably, but like that, what is that, wagon? We were not going to bring, because we didn't have room for it. And there was other stuff like this stroller, maybe, but we didn't think we were going to bring it. Now it's like, who cares? Bring it all. This is, is what being American is about. A way oversized truck for the trip. We could bring, the whole house if we want. I'm half kidding. But it's going to be great. It's going to be comfy, and we don't have to, kind of spare anything there. Hey, I might want my tripod too. Why not? Just toss it in there. There's so much room. And also the bed lighting turned off because the truck is locked, so that can kind of be annoying. And then check out this cool unlock, or not unlock, but lock animation. All right, so I was thinking about what I was saying yesterday. I just want to add, yeah, we're not going for like a cannonball. We're not trying to do the fastest possible and deplete the pack as much as we can and get the best charging times. But what you will get out of this is like real world actual usage, how Cybertruck does on a road trip with a family and how we're gonna do. So kids usually slow us down. We'll see. I'm bringing this just in case. Hopefully you don't need it, but that's what you do. You bring it. I'm just gonna put this kind of stuff in the sub trunk where we'll probably not access any of that. And we'll just throw it right there. All right, so here's the sub trunk during the day. That's probably it. We got tire inflator and slime under that box, some VR, and then charging equipment is down there. I actually don't need, I should probably leave this home. Oh, this is the mobile connector for the Cybertruck. So maybe we could just bring that. I didn't even open that box. All right, last thing before we get on the road, let's check out the packing situation. So it was so nice to just be able to put everything in there and not have to, make it fit or whatever. We got plenty of room still. Soft close on that. And then we can close Tanu. Let's see if, how do you say that? Tanu? Whatever. I'm going to say it however I want. So it's just going to push all that stuff out of the way. Oh, yeah. Blam. So that's ready. Now, looking in the cabin, pretty cool setup here. So you'll be able to see the car seats better than last night. So that's the car seat setup. Middle seat is still pretty good. Somebody could definitely sit there. Especially the seats are kind of separated, so that's nice. We put a cooler back here, and it's plugged in using the NEMA 520, so just like you're plugging it into the wall. But as of right now, you cannot have the outlets on while the car is charging, and I have it plugged in, and it should be charging, but I unplugged it to test that. Once it unplugs, that I can turn that on, and then that'll keep all our food cold and stuff, which will be so awesome. So that's an interesting thing, though. I may need to bring that in with us if we stop at a hotel and we're charging at the hotel. I'll probably have to bring that in the room with us. Front, of course, we're mostly just sitting there, so there's not a whole lot going on there. But there's tons of door storage here. You can see I have some filming equipment there. This little cool thing, but a couple of bottles and things could fit there. So lots of stuff there. And then we have things there. Now, here's where it gets really cool. Frunk, I haven't even talked about this yet. The auto frunk, I'm still struggling to find this button a little bit. Here we go. So we open the frunk. That looks so goofy opening. And check this out. This is everything we need for the hotel stops. So we won't need any of this at superchargers or any other time, but when we stop at the hotel, we can leave the bed closed. We don't need anything that's in the bed. That can just stay closed and locked, and blam, right here is everything we need for the hotel. It's just so convenient. So you can close it here, or you can use the one in there, but let's use this. And there you go. Closing, preheating. This thing is freaking wicked. I hope I don't get used to it. It's so crazy seeing it sitting at my house. It doesn't seem like it should be real. All right, where are we going?
To Florida.
Where are we going?
Hotel.
Yep, to a hotel. And what are we driving in?
A mountain.
But what car are we taking?
Cybertruck.
All right, so we're starting out here. A couple interesting things. So first of all, we still have the snowflake icon on the screen. Even though I was charging the Cybertruck for over an hour before we left, we preheated for probably, man, I don't know, half hour or something. So battery definitely doesn't seem to like the cold. Efficiency in the beginning I expect to be awful. So we're below freezing. It's currently 28 degrees outside Fahrenheit. Our tire pressures are low, so recommended PSI is 50, but as the day goes on and as we get farther south, it's gonna warm up, so I don't wanna fill them up because then they'll be too full. But yeah, so efficiency in the beginning is probably gonna be really bad, but that's what we're gonna be looking for. Currently 520 watt hours per mile, which is obviously kinda high, but I don't know, not that big of a deal. Another thing I'll point out before I forget is I got these Meta glasses to take some pictures and videos, so I'll probably insert some of those into the video, but they're like portrait, so they'll look kinda weird. They won't be full screen, but whatever. So let's talk about charging. So for charging, what we're gonna do is we're going to Stuart, Florida. And obviously we're not doing that all in one go. But what we did for the nav is we just put Stuart, Florida in, and we're letting the car kind of take us where we wanna go. Like I said yesterday, we have tons of time. We left earlier than we needed to, like a day early. And we're just gonna very casually go and not rush or anything and not worry about it.
So it's looking like we're going to arrive to the supercharger with 27%. I mean, we still have a long ways to go, but originally it estimated 19%. So Chris is over here trying to speed like crazy, and he's like, well, I don't want to slow down because I want to burn through some of this battery. And I'm like, well, I would rather arrive to the supercharger with more battery than expected and deal with that than with a ticket.
So there is no autopilot on the Cybertruck yet. It will come in a software update with FSD and all that eventually. We don't know when. But we do have traffic aware cruise control. So one click of the right scroll wheel here will set that. You can see max speed is 76, but I can set that up to 80 or whatever, and it'll follow the person in front of me. It won't go too fast. Now, something I find really interesting is going left and right on here will adjust your follow distance. So 2, it would be the closest, and you can go out if you want a larger following distance. Now, why that's really interesting is on the Model S and X that had this same setup, you couldn't use the scroll wheel to adjust this. And as far as I know, Tesla never updated it to allow it to have that functionality. Now, with FSD beta, that's not really a thing we think about much anymore, but it's just pretty interesting that that works on the Cybertruck and it wasn't working on Model S and X. All right, so one last check-in here before we get to the first supercharger. We're at 540 watt hours per mile. Wow, that just jumped a lot from the last time I checked it. And it's looking pretty good. So we've been driving for, how long have we been driving? Like 2 hours? Yeah, almost 2 hours, hour 45 minutes or something. No, the Cybertruck so far is super comfortable. Road noise is excellent. I hear some wind, but it's pretty windy out there. The road noise from the tires and stuff, I mean, it's like nothing. And then the motors, can't really hear at these highway speeds, but you do hear them at lower speeds. Efficiency is up there, but it's been preconditioning for the supercharger for a long time. So it's hard to know, like, really the best you can get on these long distances, at least so far, because you're going to be doing this preconditioning. But Stephanie brought up a good point that if you're doing this type of driving, you're going to have the preconditioning going on. So, you know, it's kind of, this is what you'll get on road trips, but at the same time, it's not really the best case scenario of what the truck could do in one go. But it's a realistic use case. So overall, it's going to be good. We're going to get there with 25%, a little higher than would be good, but kids are going to be ready for a break. We're going to be ready for a break. And it's all good. So far, super comfortable. I'm very happy with efficiency. And even without autopilot, I'm doing pretty good. You know, maybe 6 months from now, I wouldn't be saying that, but it's just fun to drive the Cybertruck and experience it, and I just feel grateful we're able to take this road trip in it even, so we're having a good time. All right, so I messed up, and I missed an exit, which is why you hear the voices on, so that I don't miss any more exits. We wasted about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes with that exit miss. We had to go so far to be able to turn around. It was kind of annoying, but the good news is we're now pulling in with 15%, so obviously we're not saving any time with that, but we can see some deeper charging. So, ooh, where do I go? Oh, the other side. I messed up. I couldn't tell exactly where to go, so let me back up here. And I want to get plugged in right away. I guess we'll move down. This is a really weird setup. So it's in the back of an Arby's. Can't say I've seen that before. And there's nobody else here. It said there was one en route on the nav when we were on our way here. I don't know if that was us. Maybe we counted as the one. But yeah, so, oh my gosh. This steer-by-wire is messing me up here. I think I have to move it a lot more than I do. So that should be plenty. So let's hop out and plug in, see how it does. So that'll open for us. Plug in. We're blue, it should start charging. Let's hop in and see. Hopefully we'll get right up to our 250. So it says 20 minutes remaining to continue trip. So it's funny, when I missed the exit, it actually stopped preconditioning because it made us go so far out of the way. And then as we got closer, it started preconditioning again. So there we go, we're almost up to 250. It's taking just a minute, and there we go, 249, 252. So obviously I'll have the full charge stats on this stop, but we're over 250 kilowatts. Hopefully we can hold that for a long time. We'll see how it does, and now I got someone who wants to talk to me. How's it going?
Hey, good, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Do you mind if I get some pictures?
No, go for it, yeah.
My son, he absolutely thinks these are the coolest things.
Oh,
how do you like
of course. Oh, I love it. We just picked it up a couple days ago.
Yeah?
And we're going to Florida, so.
Cool, where are you guys coming out of?
From Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was the second one delivered in Michigan. Yeah, and
That's
so they're
cool.
just starting to get them out.
Yeah. Like, tell me about the drive, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's so comfortable, and it's smooth. It's, you know, we came from Michigan. This is our first stop.
Okay.
So, you know, we've been driving for, I don't know, 2.5 hours or so.
Okay.
We all got to pee, so, you know, it worked out. We got 2 young kids ourselves, so.
Right on.
How old's your son?
10. He's
10, okay, cool.
10, so.
Yeah, so we got young kids. They got to stop, use the bathroom, they want to eat. So it works, you know, the charging works out nicely, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how long does it take to get a full charge?
Well, a full charge would take over an hour, but
Okay.
you just kind of hop chargers. So we're gonna, we'll be here for about 20 minutes, and then we'll move on. Yeah. So it'll probably be done before we're ready, to be honest. All right, so we just got back from the bathroom break, and the car has 7 minutes left to charge. Whoa, that was sick. I don't know if it showed up on camera, but that was a really cool animation. What did you do?
Yes.
What's this? No, don't open that window. All right, so charging complete. We're just about to leave, but we're still, you can hear some commotion back there. We're still kind of getting everything ready to go. So the first supercharger stop is definitely a success. The car is ready to go before we are. It's getting a little extra charge as we're kind of finishing everything up, but we'll see how it goes as we continue. Happy so far. Big acceleration, got to get out of there. There's a lot of people around. All right, so we're into this second leg of the drive after the first supercharge. And I wanted to reflect a little bit on the driving experience of the Cybertruck. There's a cop up there, they got somebody. And just talk about how it is. Now, especially autopilot FSD. I haven't talked about that really at all yet, and I think that pretty much speaks for itself. It's not really on my mind. I didn't mind it at all. The steer-by-wire is really nice, and having the traffic-aware cruise control is a huge portion of that driver assist stuff. So just having the cruise control that will slow you down with the vehicles in front of you takes off a huge burden already of what you need to do in terms of controlling the car. The steering is another thing, and maybe by the end of the day, it'll be interesting how I feel then. But for that first part, we drove for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I didn't notice it at all. Like, I was worried, I don't know, my hands were gonna be sore or my arms were gonna feel weird or something just because it's been so long since, I mean, it's been probably over 5 years since I've done that much driving without autopilot. And I didn't really notice. Is that a bad thing about autopilot? No, I think the main thing is the tack being there keeps it still pretty easy. On top of that, I think the steer-by-wire makes you just barely got to nudge that thing and it does everything you need it to, so it works really well. And then the Cybertruck on top of that is just so comfortable in terms of the way it drives, the sound in the cabin, it's not too loud in here, so all of those things will fatigue you, but really the only thing I'm missing is that auto steer where I have to kind of take care of the wheel myself. So overall, I am really enjoying the drive, even without autopilot. So we'll check in with Stephanie when she's ready. We're at kind of a busy part, as you can see. But when she gets a second, she'll give you her thoughts. I told Stephanie to park in the wrong spot, so we had to move it. But we're on the other side. We just plugged in, it's V3. I'm sure we're gonna be getting our full charge again. I'll put the charging stats up and the name of the supercharger, I don't remember. But I think this is another new one. We've never been here before. So past 2 superchargers we've never been to. I'm pretty sure they're new from the last time we took this road trip. They've both been V3. They've both been really fast. And once again, we're gonna take a little more of a break here. It's way past lunchtime, so we're gonna relax, let the car charge up. The charging time is gonna be a 0 issue. It's not gonna mean anything. And what's up? You like it? What is it? It's a Cybertruck.
Cybertruck?
Yeah, you've never seen a Cybertruck?
No.
What do you think? What do you think of the Cybertruck?
It looks awesome.
It looks awesome? Yeah, it's Tesla.
Nice.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's cool, it's a pickup. It's got a bed in the back.
Really?
Yeah. Look at that. Now she's talking to him about her Model 3. That's so funny. All right, cool. So you saw the Cybertruck. You never seen it before?
Never.
What do you think?
I think it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah? It's a pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would like that as a pickup?
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it's electric?
I don't know.
You don't like that part? All right, goes about 300 miles or so. Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good? Sweet. All right, let's hop in. Got back to the car, but we didn't, it was still full before we were done doing everything, because then we fed them some real food in here before we left. And I talked to a few people. The guy was so funny. He was just kind of staring, and he was like taking a break. He's from EMS. And I was like, what do you think? Is it ugly? Is it stupid? Is it cool? And he's like, I don't know what to think. It's different. And I was like, yeah, that's for sure. And he had definitely heard about it on the news and stuff, because he said, are you having all the problems they're talking about? And I was like, no, not yet, but I've only had it for a few days. And he was definitely interested, but that was one of the more realistic conversations, rather than most of them are just everybody like, oh my gosh, I love this thing. This is the best ever. Oh, thanks. No, that's good. I didn't know it changed. Thank you. The car estimated we needed over 90% charge to get to our next destination. And when we left the supercharger, it said we were going to arrive at the West Virginia supercharger with 22%. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. We overcharged a bit. It was going to get us to around 15% arriving there. Well, now we're driving. It says we're going to get there with 32%. And that was after only a couple of minutes of driving. So I don't know why the estimate is so far off. But the point is, we didn't need to charge nearly as much as we did.
All right, Chris wanted me to give you guys an update on my driving experience with the Cybertruck. I drove it for about a 2-hour stretch through Ohio, and it was a really awful stretch. It was not a highway. It was 2-lane roads with traffic lights most of the way, which was terrible. So that was a little stressful. Driving the Cybertruck itself is fine. There's nothing that much different about it. Nothing that's hard to get used to. I really am missing autopilot a lot. When I had the cruise control on, at one point as we were approaching a light, it turned yellow and there was no one in front of me, and it stopped. It hit the brakes to slow down for the yellow light. So I thought that was interesting. The most annoying thing, honestly, is just all the people looking at us, because I'll be in the right lane and the traffic in front of me is really slow and I'm looking to pass them, but the cars in the left lane are speeding up next to the truck, stopping and looking at us, so they're right next to us or right in my blind spot, so then I can't get over to pass the car in front of me. So it happens over and over again. So that part has been really frustrating, but otherwise it's been good. It's a very nice truck.
We've been driving for about 2 seconds and someone has to go potty, so we're at a gas station with a bunch of truckers. Yeah, we'd have to go get a quarter.
It's an electric car right there. I bet she doesn't fill up. What are you doing over here? Ask them. They ain't filled up.
All right, supercharger, 3? And we're here in Princeton, West Virginia. And we did this one on the way home last time. It's a pretty nice supercharger, actually, in a nice area. It was a lot colder before. It was snowing, and we had just gotten out of the mountains. Now we're about to go into the mountains. So after this, we're gonna waste a little bit of time. It's kind of the end of the day. Kids are done. They are done. And we are gonna charge up here. We're gonna hang out a bit, and then we're gonna go get some dinner, probably some pizza just close by. And then, let me not mess this up like I made you mess it up. I feel like when I'm driving this thing, I have to do everything so perfectly, because everybody's looking at me and judging me. Oh, I screwed it up. There we go, that's not bad. Sweet. So, We are, here, let me just take this, hold on. All right, so we're plugging in here. Yeah, I feel like I have to do everything exactly perfectly when I'm driving this car because everybody's looking at you and everybody's judging you. I could have backed up a little bit more and my park job is absolutely awful, but I was talking to you and whatever. So the kids are getting pretty restless in there. Lots of crazy reactions from people pretty much everywhere we stop. It's just talking to people, which is cool, expected. I'll try to get more of them on film if it's not, you know, rude or anything. There goes that version 3. Whirring away. I'm sure it's 250 kilowatts pumping in there. I don't even know how long this charge is supposed to be. It doesn't matter at all. We're gonna charge up a bunch, go eat and find a hotel and be done for the day, and then continue tomorrow.
Supercharging is just, it is actually really fast. When you hear, oh, it's gonna take 20 minutes, oh, it's gonna take 30 minutes, you're like, oh, I could pump gas in 5 minutes, and that's true. But when you're actually here and doing it, it goes by so fast. So fast.
There's 12 minutes left and we don't even know where we're going next. So
I like need that time to like figure out where to go.
What do you think? Yeah? Yeah, pretty sick? That's pretty much the main reaction. People like it.
Got to.
Yeah, well, I don't know. When I saw pictures of it at first, I was like, what the heck is that? No, I thought it was.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Yeah. But in person, it's way better. And yeah.
That's all I ever seen was a picture of it. That's
Yeah.
what I said, man, look at it.
Yeah, they're just starting to pump them out. So you'll start seeing more in the next few months probably. But yeah.
So they all electric, right?
Yep. Yep. All right. You just rolled up.
Yeah, this is awesome.
It's awesome?
Yeah, it's the first one I've seen in person.
Yeah.
Me and my guy that works for me, I was just telling him today how awesome these things was. I thought he might have seen a video of one towing a Porsche faster than the Porsche hauled itself.
Yep.
I showed him the video, he didn't believe me, and then I was in Beckley, and then I drove home here. I live in Princeton here.
Oh, cool.
As soon as I come down the road, I pass you. I said, shit, I'm gonna turn around and go back.
Heck
I
yeah.
see that thing.
Yeah, for sure. No, take as many pictures as you want. It's fine. Touch it, whatever. Yeah. It's cool. That's pretty much the reaction from most online. Everyone's like, oh, it's a piece of junk. Everyone hates it. And then everybody I've met is like, this is sick. I love it. Let me take a picture.
I watched so many videos on it.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
All right, what do you think? You just saw it. You've never seen it in person. What do you think?
I think it looks pretty nice. My favorite part is probably the windshield wipers.
Oh, yeah? The one giant one?
Yeah, the one big one.
Yeah, so do you want one?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, do you have a truck now?
Yeah, I got a 78.
Okay. And you think this would be able to do what you need over the Ford?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's more durable than my truck, you know.
Do you use your truck for work?
Yeah, I use my truck for work.
What do you do?
I go on top of the mountain, carry some lumber and stuff for
Oh, sick.
my buddy and stuff.
So you just like throw them in the bed?
Yeah, throw in the bed in there.
How big is the bed on that truck?
8 foot.
Oh, 8 foot.
Yeah,
So this bed is 6 foot, and it's kind of a weird shape. So it's like 6 on the bottom, but then near the top, it's a little less.
Well, you can put some tools in the back, can't you? That's what I also carry.
Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff. Sweet, cool.
All right, thank you.
All right. All right. What? Okay, so you saw it. What'd you say? Somebody texted you?
Somebody texted me a picture of this car, knowing that I'm like one of the big guys of the car group in this area.
Yeah. I see you guys all rolled up in these sweet looking cars.
Yeah, and I got another buddy that's supposed to probably gonna be pulling up in a ZL1 Camaro, and he sent me a picture and I was like, bro, there ain't no way. Like, that can't be real. We've never seen nothing like this over here in this area, so it's really shocking. I know that these are like the hardest things in the world to get.
Yeah, this was the second one in Michigan.
Oh my God.
And we got it 2 days ago, and now we're on our way to Florida.
Man, that's awesome. So how's it do? Like, how's the charging go? Or
I mean, we just were at the the Princeton Supercharger right there.
Yeah,
we were there for
okay.
I'm obviously not from around here.
Gotcha.
We were there for 25 minutes. We went from 19% to 70%. Wow. But so you think it's sweet? You don't think it looks stupid?
No, I like it. It doesn't look stupid. It's different.
The reason I'm getting these reactions for the video is everything you hear online is people are like, oh, it's ugly. I hate it. Everyone hates it. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Different.
Yeah, and then when I meet people, they actually like it.
It's 40 inches long. I say it's probably like $7,000.
To replace maybe the whole motor and everything, but to replace just the windshield wiper, I think it's right around $100.
Oh my
Which,
God.
like, compared to 2 windshield wipers is not.
I mean, that's comparable to buying 2 20-inch wiper blades.
The lights is here. So this is a daytime running light. Does
Right.
it go all the way across the
Oh,
front?
yeah. We can turn it on.
Dude, that is wow. God, what? So what's this here?
This is the bed. This is a tonneau cover.
Oh, right. So does that come like that?
Oh yeah, this is stock. Okay. There is probably in the cheapest one they'll have in 5 years.
So is this the button to
Yeah. Look. I'll show you. It's kind of weird because like we have all our stuff, so I haven't been opening it for people.
No,
but I'll
but
show
it's
you.
just you don't have to do that. I just like how that.
It's cool. Listen.
Oh. Yeah.
Huh. Isn't that sick? It's like,
Dude, that is sick. And you can drive with it forward.
You can drive it open.
Like
oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, and then
Just
you can
like
actually see.
Look.
Right? Yeah. So.
We got jokes today. We got jokes today.
So any of you have trucks, pickups?
I have.
You have, okay.
Yeah,
And you still think these tires are
Them
beefy?
are big.
Yeah.
Them are big.
Okay.
285, 65, 20s.
Oh, okay, so they're 20s. That's what I have on my car's 20s. But
Yeah.
So is this here the charging thing?
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you push that, it just opens up.
Oh,
You just plug it in. So, you know, you guys are talking about charging like on the way here.
Yeah.
At home, I just plug in at home. Every morning
Okay.
it's full, right?
Gotcha.
So I never, when I'm
You
just...
got the 220 or? Okay.
Yep, I got a
gotcha.
220.
Yeah.
So, of course, this one takes a little longer to charge. It's got a giant battery.
Yeah.
But it's convenient. And
Look at that little
it's
kid.
cool.
Look at the kid.
Check this
I
out.
know. I know. That's
Oh,
so
kids
good.
love it.
Look at it.
Look at that.
Look, you see his mouth?
Look at this. Look at this. You hit the button and it opens here.
Close it too, or do you gotta actually close
You got to actually close it, but right here
looks
it won't
heavy.
close to kind of protect your fingers
Oh, okay.
until you open it.
Okay,
Then it
then
will.
when you do that,
Yeah.
okay.
Then you can chop your fingers off if you want.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean that's
And
like
it's got
anything.
camera.
Hey, I gotta see the inside. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, check it out. What's up?
This is awesome. My guys walked over to see it earlier, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know it, but you had the #1 wide receiver in the state of West Virginia coming over there and check you out.
Oh, that's
WVU,
awesome.
yeah, man.
Awesome. Well, he's
Recruited.
humble too. Then
Yeah,
that's awesome.
super humble. This is super awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're in a state that we probably won't get a chance to see it, you know? So
Yeah,
this is
well,
great.
I'm
I
glad that you
appreciate
get to check it out.
Appreciate you guys passing through, man. This
Yeah,
is
of course.
completely awesome.
Of course.
So
of
look,
course.
he wants to do a backflip off the back of it. We're in Princeton, West Virginia, Evolution Personal Training Studio. We train a lot of the high school, college, and middle school athletes. We always doing a backflip for you, man. Off the dirty Tesla, right? You call it the dirty Tesla.
That's right. Oh! All right, so we got to the hotel. It has just been crazy with talking to people and just all the reactions and the driving, and so I haven't really been able to update. But we're at the hotel. The last charging stop was 25 minutes, and I still cannot find this freaking button. Last charging stop was 25 minutes, and that was more than we needed actually to charge, and we're at like 54% battery because that's all we needed. And we're stopping at the hotel because the kids were starting to lose their minds, and we're actually ahead of schedule. So we had a 1 hour charge, which is when we ate lunch, and we didn't eat that long. We had a 20-minute charge, which was about perfect, and then we had a 25-minute charge, which was too long. Pretty crazy. We also need something out of the bed. My hands are full, so I'll just poke that with my phone. Whoops, I poked the wrong one. Open that up. Oh, I don't even know what it is. All right, gotta get back inside, but to wrap up day one, no autopilot was really not that big of a deal. Of course, I miss it. The biggest thing I noticed is I tried to eat at one point while driving, and that is where I really wanted it. I wanted to be able to eat. It makes it so much easier in that case. Of course, it did get a little exhausting, you know, doing the steering wheel, but like I said, the tack is kind of the main thing you need. And it wasn't bad. Now, ask me in 6 months, I'll probably be annoyed without it. I'm sure it'll be here by then. But yeah, not that big of a deal for this road trip. It's just so fun overall that I'm like happy to be driving this thing. Despite not having autopilot. So our cooler is still sitting in the back. There's a setting so that all the plugs will turn on just as soon as I start driving, and then they stay on for 12 hours. So you can also turn the plugs on from the app. So I'm just gonna leave the cooler in here all night, plugged in. That is part of our energy usage for this whole trip, but it's barely anything. And I will just leave it there. And if in 12 hours we're not back in the car, which I think we might be, I can just turn it on from the app again for another 12 hours. So this will sit here. I'm debating Sentry mode on or off. I guess I'll leave it on. There is a supercharger nearby, so charge loss overnight isn't a big deal. But yeah, so to wrap up day one, lots of crazy reactions. It's so cool to have so much fun with everybody, and it's just making everybody happy. It's a pickup truck. I mean, it's a crazy thing, but just to see all the happy reactions and interacting with people, and people just so grateful to see it. Everyone is so polite. Like, oh, could I please take a picture? It's like, well, it's just sitting in a parking lot. Like, I couldn't tell you no if I wanted to, but you know, I'm happy to let you. So overall, very cool. Great first day of the road trip. All right, check out this cool pancake maker. So you just press this OK button. You want to press it?
Yeah.
Now this time I will actually show the pancakes, because in the video last year I showed this cool machine and people got quite upset that I didn't show the final result of the pancake.
Let's give that one to you, because it's going to be so big.
Oh, thanks. What do you think? All right, we are heading back to the car, and everything is going pretty well. It was pretty convenient and easy getting stuff out of here, actually, because you can just move this. Is this for the car or the back? Oh, the front. Okay. No, don't you want her? No. You can put her in there if you want, but then you're not getting her back. Okay, throw her in. There goes the baby. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's get this question all the time, but
yeah, no, you're good.
What kind of car is this?
This is a Cybertruck. It's made by Tesla.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see the T anywhere, but
it doesn't say it. Yeah, they didn't put any badging on it.
What's the advantage of it?
It's a pickup. It's all electric, so there's no paint to scratch, you know, so you don't have to worry about that. Hello, how's it going?
Hey there, it's all right. What kind of vehicle is this?
It's a Cybertruck. What do you think?
I like it more.
Is it ugly or cool?
It's
kind of both?
Kind of neat looking, but I'm not quite sure. It's different for sure.
Yeah, cool.
Man, that's pretty wild.
Awesome.
You guys have a great evening.
You too, thank you. All right, we are heading to Mount Airy, North Carolina, version 3 supercharger, our first stop of the day. Just pretty close to the hotel. We didn't have much charge. This is where it wanted to take us, and we're just kind of following it. We probably could have went a little farther. I looked, and there was another supercharger not too far away, and it was a V3, but whatever. We're just listening to it. We're in no hurry. And I was kind of thinking about that because we've rolled into every supercharger with somewhere around 20%. The first one we got there with 16%, which was nice. And this trip could be way optimized, which it can't be for us because of the kids and just our style of travel right now. But, you know, if people are curious, could be way optimized if you're rolling into superchargers with closer to 5%. Because what I noticed is pretty much right when you... Okay, I want to do a better job in this one. I've been parking like crap. The 250 kilowatts cuts off like right around 30%. So rolling in here with 24%, I'm gonna have 250 kilowatts for like 2 minutes. All right, so same old, plug in. Everybody is fresh, we just started, so nobody should be too angry here. And we'll hop back in this gigantic sun visor, which I love. Oh my gosh, best thing ever, except I don't like this. Ooh, that's loud when that clicks. And we're at 33. Let's see it get up to 250. Yep, a bus full of people. Look at that kid. We're just getting up to, there we go, we're about to hit 250. This is a 15-minute stop. We're already down to 14 minutes. So we got to get the kids out of here and do everything if, you know, we're trying to do everything quickly. But as you know, with this trip, no big deal. So we're at 254, pretty cool. I think 256 is the highest we've seen so far. Oh, I shouldn't. Nothing goes better with a Cybertruck. All right, this is something I've been worried about. I haven't seen anybody mention. When I go to my car, I often put drinks on top before I get in. So let's see. I kind of thought they might slide off, but now that I have it, I think it's good. Sick. You can still put drinks up there, get in, do what you're doing, and they don't fall off. All right, 1 minute left to charge, and we did wait. So we went in, we used the bathroom, we came back, and there were 3 minutes left to charge, or 4 minutes left to charge. We got the kids all hooked up. 1 minute left to charge. I came to make this video. We're gonna unplug and immediately go. We're gonna try to make this a little more efficient and just see what we can do, mostly for you, but let's see how it goes. All right, we're done. We can continue. We're gonna arrive at the next one with 12%, which is good. And this is the first stop. We didn't talk to a single person.
I saw this one day and I about broke my neck trying to look at this car.
Well, take your time, take it in. We're here for a couple minutes.
So unique. Oh my God.
So unique, do you like it or it's...
I like it. You got one windshield wiper. Can you open the door?
Yeah,
open
sure.
the door.
There's a button right there, you open it. Try it out.
Hold on. Ow! Oh,
What do you think? Good, bad? Good. Good? No one said bad yet.
Oh, man.
I'm looking for someone to say bad.
No.
You can't say nothing bad about this. I'll think bad about it and then clean it.
Hey, come on, this is supposed to be dirty. Look at it.
Yeah, it's a tank. It's a tank, yo.
Uh-huh.
What kind of car? What is this?
This is a Cybertruck.
A who?
A Cybertruck.
A Cybertruck.
Yeah. Tesla makes it. All right, nobody's about to get their food at this McDonald's. I got all of you out here.
You got one coming over there, look.
That's fine, enjoy. Cool? You like it?
Yeah.
Watch this.
That's crazy.
I'm right.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if we had time, sure. But.
This how you open.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah?
Yeah, I saw it on the road. You were in front of me.
Oh, okay, cool. And you followed us to come check it out, or
No,
just?
I went to McDonald's. I didn't know y'all was there.
Oh, cool.
So this is basically like a Tesla.
It's a Tesla. Yep.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep, that's who makes it. It's made in Texas.
Which is expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. yeah.
Have you thrown anything at it yet?
No, I've kicked it a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
It's supposed to dent.
Right. Well, you dent it with a gun or something.
Yeah.
No, it moves up.
Moves up. I mean, okay.
Yeah. So this.
Like the trunk.
Yeah, that's the bed. It's a truck. Stay by me. Stay by me. Sure, we got all our junk in here because we're road tripping.
I will kind of about that.
Stay by me. Stay by me.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Oh, no, that's neat.
Stay over here.
Okay. What kind of charge you get?
You get about 250 to 300 miles on the highway.
Yeah.
You can go more than 300 if you go slower.
And it takes you probably about 30 minutes to an hour to charge?
It depends. We had a 15-minute charge. We had a 1-hour charge. So it depends how far you're going in between charges. It depends how fast you're driving.
I got friends who got Tesla. They go to the superchargers.
Yeah.
And it takes them about 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, because I like this.
Go, I'm glad. All right, so what'd you say?
I think it's great.
Yeah?
Fantastic.
Have you seen it before?
Never.
Do you know what it is?
Only
Or
on video.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think it's the Cybertruck.
Right, okay, yeah.
It's very cool, man.
Sweet.
What size tires? They're pretty beefy.
These are 20s, I think?
Yeah, I think so. They look like that.
Yeah, 66 R20, yeah.
And it does well off-road, I guess.
Yeah, it has a whole off-road mode, and
How do you like it
let me
since
show you
you've
something.
had it?
Oh, we've only had it a couple days, but love it. It's great.
I didn't mean to.
No, it's happening all
interrupt
day.
you.
All right, you ready to go?
Well, I'll
right.
move.
No, check it out.
What is going on?
There you go. That's high, but it goes much higher than that if you put it in off-road. All right, we needed another bathroom break, and we are like panically running in because we're trying not to be stopped by a million people. I want them to look at it, check it out, take some pictures. That's Cybertruck. You like it? Check it out, take a picture.
First one I've taken in person?
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, first one?
Yeah, I ain't seen one in person yet.
Yeah, they're sick. Yeah, exactly. So everybody, those guys just parked just to see it. All right, we're at the next supercharger. That was, I can't remember, an hour and a half or something. Not a very long drive to this one, and it's perfect. It's 12, it's noon, so we're definitely gonna get lunch here. I think we're getting Wendy's. There's a few options around, but we like to be able to plug in and then just walk in to somewhere and get our stuff and not have to drive and park again. That's a huge waste of time. So, and that's what you do in a gas car, you know, you fill up with gas and then you go park somewhere else and eat. But we're gonna do that. We stopped at that McDonald's on the way, which was super fun. The one guy, man, just people are so much more level-headed in person than online. We were talking about towing, and he goes, wait, that thing tows? And I was like, yeah, you can tow up to 11,000 pounds. And he's like, man, that's the same as my truck. And I was like, yeah, but your truck probably goes a lot farther. Like, how far can you go when you're towing? And he goes, well, I have a 30-gallon tank. And I was like, okay, you're going really far. I was like, with this? And he goes, what, like 200? I was like, probably less than that, actually, if you're towing the full, amount. And then he goes, well, yeah, if you want to tow that much, just get something else. And I was like, thank you. That's exactly the point. Like, there's still plenty of options for people that do those other things. If you need to tow 1,000 miles, in a day or two, 11,000 pounds, and there's other great options for that. This is not that, unless you're just doing shorter distance towing or you don't do it very often. So, man, these conversations are so fun, and I'm just kind of blown away. But yeah, we're going to plug in here and get our 250 kilowatts. We did get down, okay, that's the other thing I want to talk about, is, again, we left the supercharger. It estimated we were gonna get here with 12%. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And it just keeps creeping up and creeping up and creeping up. And now we're gonna get there with 19%. So if anything, it's right here, thank you. If anything, the Cybertruck is way overestimating the amount of energy it's gonna use. All right, did a great job at the last supercharger. Let's do it again. Oh yeah. Once you kind of get used to these cameras, it helps a lot. Whew, that's really close. All right, plug her in. Oh man, did I mess up? Let's see. I'm gonna have to fix it. I messed it up. Man, you had to get the picture of me fixing my parking, huh?
Oh, no. That's the first one I've seen in person.
Yeah? What do you think?
Well, that's a rental.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I feel about it.
So you're not exactly a Tesla person?
No.
No. So why'd you rent that?
To try it out, really.
Cool.
Well, honestly,
Yeah.
I flew into Charlotte.
Oh, I'm recording. Do you mind?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I flew into Charlotte, and all the rental companies, except for Hertz, had vehicles available. So Hertz is running a special on the Teslas, and I'm like, and they can match, their special on the Tesla matched my corporate rate with National.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, sure.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
And I was really kind of disappointed with the range. So I picked it up with 100%, got down to Columbia with 52% left, and it said I wasn't going to make it back to the airport. I don't know, I almost went into panic mode because I had 3% of battery left when I pulled up here.
Did I make it? No. You never heard of Cybertruck?
No.
Come on.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, pretty cool? It's not ugly?
Ugly cool.
Ugly cool. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good description. Ugly cool. Yeah.
Where are you from?
We're from Michigan. This is made in Texas. Most American-made pickup.
Seriously.
Seriously. I know, it's a shame for me. I'm from Michigan, and this is more American-made than Ford and GM. I'm like, come on.
No, that's okay. I like it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're in the Fort Mills, South Carolina supercharger. This is another one where I think the car's done. Let me look. I'm pretty sure it's actually done like just right now. But we went in to the pizza place back there, used the bathroom, came back. The kids are eating just fruit and yogurt and all that. Yeah, we're done. But it's just gonna keep charging. Stay behind the truck. It's just gonna keep charging while we're eating and stuff. And then we're gonna go to Jimmy John's. And oh, I think that was a head nod, like a bad one. Like, I'm trying to find somebody that says something negative about it, but I don't think most people, when they're not on the internet, are gonna come up and be like, what a piece of junk, it's ugly. I just don't think they're gonna say that. But I keep giving people the opportunity. I'm like, oh, is it ugly or what? What? So I did just get from that woman who was pulled up here right after we plugged in. She said it's ugly cool. So I mean, I feel that, you know, that's a good description. So yeah, we'll continue charging. We're gonna grab Jimmy John's after this and keep going. But yeah, charging is good so far.
What I find interesting is that every single supercharger we have been to has been like almost empty. Like there's definitely not a wait. Like 2 or 3 at most. And I touched the hood and it's only as hot as your average car. That was a concern I had because it's metal.
Yeah, I meant to bring.
It did not burn my hand off.
I meant to bring my temperature reader, but I forgot it. But we're gonna try to cook an egg on it in Florida. All right, we are about to pull into the St. George, South Carolina supercharger. After that last bathroom stop, we played around with the route and we were actually able to skip a supercharger. It was suggesting we go to one before this. We were gonna be at like 33%. We were all good because we had just stopped. It just didn't make sense in any capacity to stop there. So we're stopping here. It's saying that it's gonna be a 30-minute charge, which is good, I think. I don't think we'll be ready that fast because we're just got a lot going on in this car. Yeah, there it is. And these stalls are really cool because it looks to me like they're all pull-in stalls versus back-in. So, wow, look at it. Can you show them the stalls? Yeah, and there's nobody here again. Like all these chargers in this area, it's crazy. And it's like spring break too. Yeah, exactly. We don't have to worry about Ford. That's a good thought. And it's spring break too, so you would think, you know, this would be a busier time for this route. Wow, I'm really close to that pedestal. I've actually never pulled into a supercharger like this. Let's pull up the front camera, show them that. Look how far away I am. It is so hard to tell. Like, I feel like I'm about to run that thing over. So I'm really grateful for the front camera on this because that looks, I would have never pulled that far forward. You see that? Cool. All right, let's plug in and see how it does. And it's a Cybertruck. Cybertruck, you never seen it?
No.
Come on. Yeah. Of course, yeah. So you've never seen this before?
Never seen that.
Never heard about it?
No.
And you think it looks cool or stupid or what?
It looks crazy cool. It looks like a tank, no top in it. Yeah, that's insane.
All right, so these are all pull-in stalls, which is cool if you're towing. I'm not gonna tow, but you know, if you do. One negative though, this is not our stall, it's the person next to us. You can't really open your door all that much. Now, luckily with Cybertruck, I don't care if this touches a little bit. There's nothing that's gonna get messed up. But yeah, just so you know, not as much room. And I'm like directly in the middle of this spot too. And look at this, I was concerned with getting too close. I could have pulled up so much more than that. It actually wouldn't have really helped with the door issue there. But yeah, plenty of room there, directly in the middle of the spot. This is a sweet setup. I like this charger. All right, so like I said, this is a 30-minute stop. We need to buy some things, so we're gonna head into Food Lion and grab those. Yeah, it works out. I think we'll actually wait at this one, now I'm thinking about it. There's 25 minutes left. You want a cart? Okay. But yeah, we'll see if this will be one where we have to wait or not. Jump, 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 all the way to the door. This is perfect when you've been sitting all day. It's a Cybertruck. You never seen it?
It looks like a spaceship almost. I was like, what kind of vehicle is that?
Yeah, do you like it or it's dumb? It's pretty cool, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, sweet, you too. All right, so we just finished that charge. It was supposed to be 30 minutes and we stayed for 40 minutes. Of course, we ended up talking with a few people. A couple other Tesla owners pulled up and were asking, and a couple cars pulled up and we're like, what the heck is that? I have a couple clips, I think, from those people. Everybody thought it was cool. There was one guy who wasn't into it. He said he likes more traditional and then hopped in his F350, which, cool. I'm glad that, you know, he has the car he wants. But finally, that was really the first one that was like a concrete where he like just, you could tell he didn't like it. And he liked his traditional pickup, which is all good. So this stretch is gonna be about 2 hours. It says 2 hours and 8 minutes, it keeps changing. And we're going about 150 miles, and it says it's gonna take us from 80% battery down to 17% battery. So that's a big chunk of battery that we're taking, about 60% just to go 150 miles. But it'll be wrong, as Stephanie was saying. It will probably, we'll get there with more than 17% if the current trend continues, but, so I have been speeding just a little bit more because our concern is just not efficiency at all. We always roll into these chargers with too much charge, so I'd like to roll in with a little less. So 17% would be nice, even like closer to 10%. All right, almost done with day 2. We decided to get dinner before the next charge, so we're gonna hang out there for a while, just relax and chill.
Avoid some of rush hour by eating, sitting and eating.
Right, yeah, it's about, just about 5 p.m., so we'll sit and eat, avoid some of that. All right, so that stop took an hour and we gained no charge. We actually lost 1%, but we weren't charging, that was dinner time. So now we're gonna head to the hotel, and I think this hotel has, what'd you say, 2? This hotel has 2 destination chargers. They may be blocked by gas cars, that's really common at hotels, but we're not relying on it. The supercharger is really close to there. It's saying we're gonna get there with 6%. Whoa, drama. Drama, let's go. We always end up with more. If anything, I'll just drive slow. I hear Stephanie talking to somebody who's just like losing their mind over there.
I'm sorry for asking so many questions.
You're fine. I'm used to it.
Is that the daddy?
What's up?
Oh, there you
How's
go.
it going? What's up?
Daddy,
Yeah?
Come here.
Here, hold on. Here, look out, look out, look out. Yeah.
So I'll start going up. You have fun.
Can I take a quick video? I'm getting people's reactions for YouTube. You mind?
Sure.
All right, cool. All right. You coming with me? What do you think?
Man, I love it. It is awesome, man. I never seen such a thing like that in my life.
Oh, okay. So you've never seen it before?
I never seen it before,
Yeah.
man. I never seen it before.
Yeah.
Seen it in a video, but not real life.
Okay.
I never seen it in real life. I just seen it, like, literally. When I walked out the door, I didn't know
Yeah.
what it was. It scared me. I was gonna go back inside. I didn't know what was going on over here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, a lot of stuff online. It's like, oh, it's ugly, it's stupid, but this is the reaction pretty much everyone has.
How
Like,
long
no.
you gonna be down here?
Overnight.
Man.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you to take us downtown. Man.
Yeah. Well, we rolled up here pretty much dead because they got chargers here.
Oh, it's dead. Oh, yo, charge that thing.
Yeah. All right, so we made it to the second hotel. Again, this amount of stops is unnecessary. We literally left early so we could have all the conversations and everybody with stuff. But I'm thinking on the way home, we didn't really plan an extra day for that. So we might have to just walk away from some people, but we've already had to do that, as nice as we can, which is, no big deal. I'm sure actually everyone has been super nice. They're like, oh, just go, we don't want to hold you. I'm like, no, it's fine, we can talk for a few minutes, especially once they see the kids. They're like, oh, you got little kids with you, so that's cool. But going out to the car, we finally pulled up somewhere with less than 10%, 9%, and it was the hotel. So we got sub 10%, and I'm not even gonna get to try to supercharge it because the hotel has free charging. It's only 7 kilowatts, but to get from 9 to 90%, I think it was like 13 hours or something. So we may not be at 90% by the time we leave, but we're gonna be pretty close. And we are only, I think, 4 hours from our destination or something. So maybe 1 or 2 charges. I really have no idea. I mean, we could definitely make it there with only a single supercharger stop, but again, depending on what we want to do, we might make 2 separate stops just to kind of break it up even more. We also can't get into our rental tomorrow until 3 p.m. So, you know, if we get there immediately tomorrow, that doesn't do us any good either. So, going to the truck to get some stuff, and there's people here. So, all right, the awesome quote from those guys was, he asked how much it was, and I was like, this one's $100K, it's pretty expensive. And he goes, shit, the pickups we're buying today are $85K, and you don't got a gas bill. I just laughed so hard. So, you know, I told him the electricity isn't free, but of course it is significantly cheaper than gas. But anyway, the nice thing about this hotel, 7 kilowatt charging, which is slow, but it can get from 9% to 90% in like 13 hours, so we'll be full. The negative, I figured out, that I talked about in the beginning of the video, is when it's charging for whatever reason, like a home charger, which is basically what we're charging on now, the outlets can't be powered. So I had to bring the cooler in and plug it in. Whereas if the Cybertruck was not plugged in right now, if it had like 50% battery like last night, I could leave the outlets on all night, leave it in there. Again, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but just something you have to keep in mind. You can't keep the outlets on that charging, but the outlets do stay on while supercharging, so pretty interesting.
All right, we got eggs and sauce.
This is a really nice breakfast place. This place was like $160. We got a suite with a bedroom, a little kitchen, and of course you get really nice breakfast. Oh, awful start to day 3. Nothing to do with the Cybertruck. But I uploaded my V12 video. I was so excited, and all the comments were like, oh, the audio's awful. Oh my gosh, I stayed up so late working on that, and I edited the audio like 10 times to balance everything out, so I had to private the video, I'll edit it, Stephanie's gonna drive the first leg. I'll fix that and re-upload it, but when you re-upload something to YouTube, the video never does well. And, excuse me, and my door won't open. So I have to go to the front desk and ask them to help me open the door. I just have to get the cooler to put in the car. All right, is it time to try the wiper?
Well,
What's it doing down there?
what do I do?
Click it again. What the heck?
Why won't it go back up?
I don't know, hold it. Like do a windshield cleaning.
Okay. The windshield looks way worse now than it did. Is there fluid in there?
Yeah, you gotta hold it for the fluid to come out. That was weird though for it to stay down there. Alright, so we're using the kitchen table up here to hold that. And I have plugged in my laptop. This video is rendering. Hopefully this sounds okay. And it's plugged in down here into the outlet. So that's pretty sweet. My computer can use up to, I think, 280 watts or so. So this with the cooler in the back makes sense.
Alright, I'm loving driving the Cybertruck. It's great. And it's fun seeing the cars coming up in the rearview mirror. And they all are smiling. Like, everyone's smiling. And it's just like, hey, this truck is just bringing people so much joy.
There, you got one here. That's awesome, is what she mouthed. Do you dislike it? You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm just seriously getting people's opinions from all over.
Me, honestly,
yeah,
I'm not a real big fan of the all-electric vehicles.
Yeah,
but it's different.
Well, then what if this look was gas, though? Think about it that way.
Yeah, it'd be pretty. I mean, the look of it's pretty cool.
Okay, cool.
The sleekness and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And the beds underneath that
yeah.
thing.
Yep, yeah, it's powered. You can, it's got buttons right here. You just do that, and then we got, I mean, we're from Michigan, so we're,
nice.
Yeah. It is.
How long will it go on a charge?
250 to 300 miles, depending on how fast you're going. You know, in worse weather, a little less, and better weather, a little slower, a little more, yeah.
What part of Michigan?
Holly.
Okay, we're getting ready to go up in May up to Fremont.
Daddy,
oh, cool. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it's different looking.
Down?
It looks pretty cool.
Cool, yeah.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right, you too. I'll pick you up.
My dad has always owned trucks like my whole life. And every time he would get a new truck, he would always have to choose between cab space or bed space. And he always needed the bed space. So then we were left with this super tiny cab. And we took trips to Florida and stuff frequently, and I was just so squished back there. I would actually like turn sideways and put my legs across the back because I could barely fit back there as I got older. And this truck, you have the cab space, the bed space, and Chris just was like, well, yeah, there's no engine. And I was like, duh.
Right.
So if you don't have to do a ton of towing, but you still need a truck for occasional towing and, like, you know, you need to load it up with stuff here and there, this is, like, in my opinion, an amazing option, especially if you have a family too, because our kids are so comfortable back there. Like, it's like as much space as the Model Y, if not more.
Yeah, I think it's
you have
slightly
all
more.
that bed space. Like, it's great. Like, it's so comfortable and it's so quiet. Just, I like it.
Sure. What do you think?
How well does it actually do off-road?
I haven't taken it yet.
It looks like you have.
Yeah, I know. I just had it a few days. We're going to do that when we get back home. We live in Michigan.
Michigan?
Yeah, but I've seen some videos. It seems to do really well. Yeah, it gets...
I don't care for it, but it looks cool.
Yeah, that's valid.
Gas is freaking... Shit's right there in your face.
Yeah, well, I'm scooched up a bit because of the kids, you know, but yeah.
That looks cool now. The
Sweet.
kids in the backseat going, woo! That's why I pointed at it.
Yeah.
Like, there it is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool. All right, so we are at our last supercharger stop for the trip, and then we'll get to the house, but I'll include getting to the house and all the stats at the end. This is the Titusville, whatever you want, I don't care. This is the Titusville V3 supercharger. Okay. Wow, this thing turns like crazy. And I don't know, we're gonna charge here for a while. I'm still uploading this video. We're gonna feed the kids lunch, and we wanna have a little extra charge for when we get to the house. I don't know what the charging situation is like. I probably can plug in with a small outlet. You look perfect, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. Looks great. So we're charging V3, like I said. So we're just gonna be here a while to get some extra charge so we can drive around and not really worry about it for now, and kind of see how it goes. So overall, here I got someone pulling up. What's up? You like it?
How do you like it?
Oh, we like it a lot. Yeah, what do you think?
It's different.
Different, yeah.
Definitely different.
Yeah.
Does it go good?
Oh, it goes real fast. Yeah, the only thing is if you do that, if you tow a lot like that, you ain't gonna get very far. Maybe 150, 200 miles between charges, and then you know you... This? Oh yeah, it is. It tows...
It can, but I mean it ain't like...
It tows 11,000 pounds.
You know, all the vehicles tow a lot more now.
Yeah.
The half tons and everything.
Right.
Tow more than one of these trucks 40 years ago.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. But yeah, exactly. If you want to do that, just get something else. But I don't tow, but I'll use the bed and all that.
Make electric big trucks, you know, I mean, they make electric everything.
Right, exactly.
It's amazing the damn power they have.
It's crazy. Very powerful. Yeah, no, we're loving it. We came from Michigan, and it's been great the whole time.
Your license plate, I was like,
Cool.
how often did you have to charge it up?
I think we charged 7 times from Michigan. So how convenient is this? You just open this versus like the X we had when we did it with the X.
Well, because you can reach in and just grab stuff up from the top. You don't have to,
Right.
like, open this and then pull everything out so you can reach the stuff on the way back. That's great.
Right. All right, no one's in here, so it's fine. But these things are cool for little kids. It's so they can step up and wash their hands. And then it very slowly rises back up so it doesn't hurt anybody.
All right, my final thoughts as we are approaching our final destination, road trip in the Cybertruck. There is not a better car that I am aware of for our family and the situation we're in to take a road trip in, because the Model X was awesome, but this truck has just as much space on the inside, it feels like. I know it's the X is bigger in the inside.
Yeah, especially because it's a third row, but if you're just talking about this and the back, this may actually have more. But I mean, you can say whatever you feel like. I'm just, you know, just qualify with like, I'm not exactly sure, but it feels like, you know.
Okay. There is plenty of space in the cabin for our family of 4. Like, everyone has plenty of leg room and space. It does not feel cramped at all. And then on top of that, there's so much storage because you have the 6-foot bed. We've been using the frunk. So packing for a road trip, it was just incredibly easy to just like throw everything in there. We didn't have to like play Tetris and try to make everything squeeze in like we did with the X. I mean, we packed that thing so full when we took it to Florida. And there's just so much room. And it's comfortable. So, and in terms of like charging and stopping, we've had to stop way more often than the truck needs us to stop, just because of the kids. So given our current lifestyle, there's nothing better. All right, Chris reminded me that I have not complained about not having autopilot today. I did do a decent amount of driving this morning, and I do prefer autopilot, but it's not a deal breaker in terms of taking this on the trip. Like, I would still much rather take this than the Model Y if it was only because of autopilot. The cruise control helps a lot, and I do prefer autopilot because it just feels like this extra layer of safety, like just keeping you in your lane, and you can relax just a little bit more. At least I feel that way, but this has been just fine.
All right, so the final day we got here after that last charge, that was all we needed. We arrived with 56% or 55%, even though it was predicted to be a little less than that. It gained a couple percent on the way, which is great. We don't need to do any extra charging to do what we want to do tomorrow. So throughout the whole video, I've been kind of talking about the experience as we go, etc. So I kind of want to give a final update after we've arrived, after this like 1,300 miles. And just kind of talk about the real world experience and how it actually was to do all this rather than like the hard data. And then next we'll go into the hard data. So just super quickly, I didn't notice really any difference from our previous road trips in Model X. The charging experience, the charging times, the time it took to get here. Again, I didn't look at the data yet, but just the way it felt, it seemed very similar to the time we did this in the Model X last year. So overall, great experience, very comfortable. I did miss autopilot, but for the most part, it wasn't a big deal. We were having so much fun in the Cybertruck, and our stretches weren't really that long. Even our longest stretch between chargers was supposed to be a little over 3 hours. And in that stretch, I think we stopped 3 separate times because of kids, you know, needing a break. And so we had a lot of breaks in between the driving. And I just didn't end up really missing autopilot as much as I thought I would. I really thought it was going to be awful, but I think if I go to like daily driving, like on my way to work, stuff like that, that's when I'll really miss it. But being this is a road trip, we're a family together, we're talking the whole time, you know, and looking at stuff and waving at, you know, in the Cybertruck at least, waving at people and talking to people. I didn't mind. And then, of course, TAC works really well, so that helps a ton. It did a phantom brake. I mean, I wouldn't call it that, but it did brake one time when we didn't expect it when a light turned yellow. But other than that, out of the 1,300 miles, it never braked when it wasn't supposed to, or it never hit the brakes when it wasn't supposed to, I guess I should say. So yeah, overall experience was great. Cybertruck is super comfortable. It is... Everything about it is so smooth. I forgot about the whole like Tesla rattle thing, you know, because that Tesla's known like, oh, there's rattles in the cabin. Not a single, not even close in this thing. This thing feels like one solid brick that you're just flying down the highway in. It is so solid and so just like heavy feeling and rigid. It's so comfortable. It's quiet. Now there is some wind noise. There is some road noise. If you kind of sit down and think about, okay, is there noise? Yeah, you can definitely hear it. But just, I don't know what it is. The overall package of just using this vehicle and just going on a road trip and driving down the road, so comfortable, so quiet, it felt great. All right, so let's go over actual data. You can see here, road trip to Palm City, Florida, and we will go over this together. So drive summary, 1,300 miles. The median efficiency is 83%, so really not bad. Especially considering we started out in a colder climate and it was pretty windy. I mean, we started below freezing and the temperature just slowly got higher as we got farther south. 22 drives, you can see we stopped a lot because of the kids. And then driving time, we drove for 20 hours and 52 minutes. Average speed was 63 miles an hour, so not over 70, but 63 is a pretty good average speed. We only encountered 1 or 2 like traffic jams, and they only lasted, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Range added, so we added 1,500 miles, and we only traveled 1,300. That's where you get the 83% efficiency. Charging costs, it says 18 cents, but it's assuming that the hotel costs us something, and the hotel was free. So our charging costs for this were 0. Of course, that's not typical. Not everyone is going to experience that, but that's what we have. I can do a quick estimate of about what it would have cost if we didn't have free supercharging. So let's say 587 kilowatt hours added, 587 kilowatt hours times, let's say 35 cents per kilowatt hour. Some superchargers are less, some are more. It would have cost us about $205 to drive down here. You can minus 1 charge at the hotel. So maybe that would save us, I don't know, 25 bucks. I'm just totally guessing. So somewhere around $200 is the cost to get down here in electricity. All right, and then it says here we had 9 charging stops. That includes the hotel, so you really could -1 for the hotel if you wanted, because we were sleeping, so we didn't have like stop there, because the night before we stopped in a hotel, like we would have been stopping anyway, basically, but we charged 9 times, and one of those was at a hotel where we were staying anyway, so that kind of saved us some time. Charging time is 17 hours and 47 minutes, which sounds ridiculous, but again, one of those was at the hotel, so let me figure out how long that one was. So the hotel charge was actually over 13 hours, so we can estimate that the charging time at superchargers was about 4.5 hours, maybe 4 hours and, seriously, 4 hours and 20 minutes. I'm not, what the heck? Seriously, about 4 hours and 20 minutes. I did not do that on purpose. At superchargers on the way down here. And keep in mind, with that 4.5 hours that I'm talking about here, we overcharged at pretty much every stop. I specifically remember one where we were like, I was like, you know, trying to, the second it was ready, unplug, and we did that at one of them. But other than that, I think every single stop at a supercharger, we overcharged. On top of that, we were riding the 20% to 70% range of the battery the whole way. If you could do a lot better, if like you were actually really concerned about getting here super fast and you weren't feeding your kids and doing all that stuff, if you could roll into those chargers with 5% or 10%, unlike us rolling in with 20 to 30% every time, you could get out of there so much faster than we did. You really could be charging for 10 or 15 minutes and then moving on to the next charger or doing whatever you needed to do. So, you know, and then again, if time from A to B is the #1 factor, you care about nothing else, then I guess take a gas car. Obviously, it's going to be faster overall. But the time difference, I just don't think people realize how little the time difference is. And this is the Cybertruck. This is the least efficient Tesla you're going to get. It takes the most energy to go the same distance out of all the Teslas. So, holy moly. The more I think about it, like, the better it is. It's great. It's a great experience. That's kind of the point. Like, we're looking at the data. The experience, without looking at the data, the experience was fantastic. So those are the trip details. Let's compare that to the Model X that we drove last year. We also took 3 days last year. We didn't need 3 days either this year or last year, but last year we thought we would because the kids would be harder, but we ended up realizing, like, okay, we don't need 3 days. All right, so let's compare to Model X. Keep in mind, I can't have both these side by side, so I don't have them all straight in my head, but I'll put them side by side for you so you can compare them. So distance was slightly more because, to be fair, just so you know, the drives were not the exact same. We took the west side for the Model X, which is slightly longer, but we found out that way sucks. So we took the east side on the way home, and the east side on the way last year, and the east side on the way here this year because it was better. So 1336, but I think Cybertruck was 1306, so the distance is really not that different. So median efficiency right off the bat is interesting. Model X, 81% efficiency versus Cybertruck's 83% efficiency. So basically, Cybertruck is just closer to its EPA rated range, and Cybertruck is a little worse. 24 drives, so it took us, we basically made more stops on the way last year than this year. Driving time was 22 hours, so we did spend more time driving in the Model X. The average speed was slightly lower, and despite that lower average speed, the efficiency was still slightly worse. Estimated fuel savings was 190, so let's calculate really quick how much we spent on that. 1,000, it is, how many kilowatt hours? 395 kilowatt hours times 0.35, so using the exact same calculation I used for the Cybertruck, and this is $138. And the Cybertruck was $205. And to be fair, they both have hotel charging. I'm just going to leave it in there so we can easily compare it. But like almost half. The Model X was far less energy to get down here for us, even though it was a few more miles. So pretty interesting thought there. Even though driving time was longer, so you do spend longer. And then charges, I'll have to put on the screen for you. Charging at superchargers. Because last year's trip was weird. It says we have 16 charges, but I remember there was one hotel we stopped at where the charger kept turning on and off. So like 8 of these 16 are the one hotel. I don't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, charging time and all that I'll put on the screen. So Cybertruck was 4.5 hours. And the Model X is whatever I put on screen. I think it was like 3.5 or 4 hours. I think it was actually pretty similar. So there's that comparison. I don't want to comment too much because I don't actually have it in front of me. But overall, very interesting comparison. We are going to do part 2. So we are going to film the way home. And part 2, taking the Cybertruck from Florida to Michigan, is going to be done over 2 days. And it will be taking the exact same route as we did last year in the Model X. So we can directly compare those. So make sure you hit like and get subscribed so you're prepared to see part 2. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Leave some comments down below on what you'd like to see in part 2 so I can make sure I include all that. You'll see me in the next one. Peace.